Hi folks, this is question 10 and we're given this pentagon shape, so we know that each triangle in it is an isosceles triangle, so that means that, and all the triangles are the same, so that means that all of these angles here, they're all at the base of the triangle, so they will all have to be the same all the way around. So therefore we know that, so I just look at this triangle here, we know that the angles in a triangle must add up to 180, so to get this angle and this angle, we can do 72, well sorry, we can do 180 minus 72. So that means that those two base angles have to be equal to this, which is 108, and therefore if I divide that by 2, so 108 divided by 2, I get 54. So therefore I know that all of those base angles all the way around are 54. So all those angles that I have all the way around, those are all 54. Therefore they're asking us here for CBA. So CBA is this angle here. So therefore that angle would have to be just 254, so 2 times 54, which we've already got already, so 2 times 54 is 108. So that's it. Now, so we have to work out the area then for part B of just the triangle and then hence the pentagon. So you're thinking of area of triangle formula. So we know that that's 6, so we know that this has to be 6 as well. So yeah, well this is the triangle anyway, AOB, so that's 6, that's 6. We know that in here has to be 72 again, and that's the only information. We know the other angles as well, the base angles, but that's enough. We can use the formula a half AB sine C. So a half AB sine C, so a half, and then A and B have to be the sides at both sides of the angle, which in here is 6. So A and B are both going to be 6, and then sine C just means the angle, so it's going to be 72. And you can just use the calculator then, and you should get 17.1 centimeter squared. So that's the area. So that's the triangle. And then to get the full pentagon, you should be able to see that it's just going to be times by 5, because there's 5 of those triangles in the pentagon. That's what makes up the pentagon. So we get 102.6. So that's all for B. Right, so the third one then. So the spinner is spun twice, so one possibility would be that it lands on a 1 the first time, and then a 1 the second time, and then a 1 the first time, and a 2 the second time, and a 1 the first time, and a 3 the second time. And you could list all those 1 and 4, 1 and 5, and then go on to the 2, so 2 and 1, 2 and 2, 2 and 3, and so on, and just keep listing them all out. And so the first number is always the first spin, the second number is the second spin, and you'll get them all like that. So there's going to be 25. What they're saying here with a two-way table is to do it like this. So if I put so this down the side here will be the first spin, and across the top is the second spin, and I just put down the numbers 1 to 5. So then the first one will be 1, 1, and it just kind of helps you to see it a little bit clearer. and you just fill it out like this then. So those are all the possibilities then. So there's 25 there. So for the maximum and minimum, so the maximum possible value, well, the minimum possible value we'll do first has to be the two smallest numbers, which is 1 and 1 added together. So that would give us 2. And then for the, sorry, that's maximum, that's that one, so minimum. And then for the maximum, it has to be these two. It has to be 5 and 5, because that will give us the biggest possible value, 110. Right, so the next one then, it's the probability of getting either a 4 or a 5 when they're added together. So let's look at all the places where we're given a 4 or a 5. Just get rid of those red circles. So I'm getting a 4 if I add those two together, if I add those two together, if I add those two together. I get a 5 if I add them together, if I add them together, if I add them together, and them together. And then, so this I would get a 6, this I get a 6, this I get a 6, and so on. So we don't circle them. And down here then, this one here, that would only give us a 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there, where I get either a 4 or a 5, so 7, and I'm going to just put it over the total, which is 25, because there's 25 outcomes altogether. So that's it. Alright, so the last question then. So it's all we have to do here is just work out the expected value. So the expected value is going to be 0.3 times by 1 plus 0.2 times by 0.5 plus 0.4 times by 0 plus 0.1 times by 5. So that will give us 0.9 when you work it out. So then, is it the game fair? So she actually pays €1 into this game. So she has €1 in. So therefore, because so the answer will be no. It's because the expected value is less than money paid in. So you should probably write it out in a full sentence, but I'm just being lazy there. So the money paid in, or money paid to play the game. So that's all we need to say there. So that's the last part then, and that's everything for that question and for that paper.